Hey, good morning. It's Friday, May 24th, and we're going to solve today's New York Times crossword puzzle, or at least give it our best shot. Today's puzzle is constructed by Carolyn Davies Lynch, which is a name I am unfamiliar with, which means we might get some surprises in an unusually challenging Friday, perhaps. Joel, of course, is no he can be a tough nut to crack, let's say, and typically gives us some tough solves. So did a live solve yesterday. Gonna do one today. The amphitheater I work at is hosting a high school graduation today. So after this, I'm going into work and I'm gonna go work a high school graduation. I graduated high school in 2000, 24 years ago. And I can safely say that there's no more intimidating group of people than a graduating high school class, let me tell you. So that's going to be fun. But nice day here, and looking forward to a relatively easy, smooth day at work. Working this graduation. Typically, we work big, large scale concerts, and so high school graduation should be. We should be able to do that on cruise control, I hope. Anyways, you don't care about my day at the amphitheater. You do care about Carolyn Davies Lynch and this stupid puzzle. So let's do it. Hope your week's going well. Hope you've got some fun stuff teed up for the weekend. Puzzle time. Right. So that's like, I bet, or like, sure it is, or something like that. Cooking product originally invented for soap making. A cooking product originally invented for soap making. I don't know. Some eyeshadows. Are those like liners or I don't know. I've never applied eyeshadow, believe it or not. Fourth card in Texas Hold'em. That's the turn. Um, I love poker, and this is an easy one to slot in for me. Um, the feels very extra here, right? Feels like fourth card in Texas Hold'em, maybe in parentheses with the. But the turn is kind of weird. One in the right place at the right time. Many Eras Tour attendees. Well, those are Swifties, right? Is that how you spell Swifty? Swift IE? I don't know. But Taylor Swift. It might be pressed for cash. Is it? I mean, ATM is what I'm thinking here, but like it, you don't press an ATM. You press a button on an ATM. Strategies. Where to find a phalanx bone? City that's northwest of Cusco or a city that's northwest of Columbus? Is that Lima? Kind of irresponsible to plug in Lima there. I'm not sure, but I'm going with it. A humble dwelling is like a hut, an abode. No, a humble dwelling. Igloo. It's kept in the loop. Like a knot. Something Garibaldi. I mean, that's really tough trivia, right? Someone Garibaldi, and like I'm just desperately hoping that this is a recognizable name. Aaliyah's. I'm going to say, are you that somebody? That's a pretty tough one too. Aaliyah. I mean, Aaliyah died like maybe when I was in high school. A long time ago, right? Urban Fleet are taxis, I believe. Although that ending in X there doesn't look great. Could be Ubers. With mulish resolve. Will that be like stubbornly? That's not gonna fit. Stubbornly. Or a journalistic coup. Is that like get the scoop? That one feels pretty good. I like that. Also, something you could do at an ice cream shop. Gaseous cloud in which suns and planets form. Wyoming's equal rights. That's their motto. which is pretty funny. I don't, I mean, we don't think of Wyoming as the most progressive place, but that is where women first voted, I believe. Word derived from the Old Norse for stick of wood. Um, I don't know. Doesn't strike out, say. Um, Gets a hit, scores. I don't know. You are in Spanish. Like I would say this is estás. It could be está, which I wouldn't love that. Hit as the lights, like turn on. This kind of feels rebusy. Like I feel like there's a lot of answers that I I would confidently plug in, except they don't fit. Um, Likewise, I mean, so likewise, like ditto, so am I, so do I, as do I. They're all 5 letters. Like, is there something going on there? That would be very unusual to see that on a Friday. I don't know if we've ever seen that. Metal that cries when bent. That's probably just tin, right? They bring a lot to the table. Well, that's like an auctioneer. Oh, just auction. No, they bring a lot to the table. Dang, lacking for short. Consequences of some serious foul play. Like red cards maybe. Virgin hero claimed as an ancestor by Julius Caesar and Augustus. I'll count us in. Like, let's do it. Well, I'm just going to take what I've got here. Metros is urban areas. Climatize. Watch over is tend to. I'm going to struggle in this puzzle, so I'm going to take the easy ones. I'll count us in. Place to chill. Bends down. That's like stoops. Heavy SUV. Are those like Tahoes, perhaps? All right, 6 minutes on the nose there. Not a terrible first pass, but I feel like I'm missing something here. I feel like there's something going on that I am not tuned into yet. Antelope that can leap up to 10 feet off the ground. Well, that's got to be an Impala, like the Chevrolet. People often drink it up. Repetition of self-calming movements such as finger tapping or hair twirling. It feels like it's got to end in ing, be a gerund. Repetition of self-calming movements. Cougars' opponent in an annual rivalry game. So, like, what team is the Cougars? Recharge one's batteries. Is that rest? Right, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm going to say that with the Dr. Evil accent. Right. People often drink it up. Repetition of self. Cougar. Is it a Ute? Like the University of Utah Utes? You are. Wait, what? You are. Oh, Eris and Estas. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Part of a clutch is a shift. Officials showing red cards are refs. Wasn't it from Adam's Family? Some are presidential. Taxis can't be wrong. Can't be right. What is this? So something feels wrong here. Is shift wrong? Part of a clutch. I mean, refs is right. Cousin it is right. Part of a clutch. Like, what else could that be? Jamaican patois is an example of Creole. I'm going to say commencements or onsets. Ah, products invented for soap making. I don't know. Doubly better. Twice as nice. I love alliteration, and I mean, that's not like the best clue and answer, but like, I'll take that every day. Strategies are tactics. So, what is this? Part of a clutch is a. Humble dwelling is a shack. Part of a clutch is a. Oh, is it like a chick? Is it like a group of small chickens or a clutch of chicks? Could be. And then Crisco. Presidential. This would be a toe, presumably. Kept in the loop is a belt. Sweets. Presidential sweets. There we go. Basic set of supplies is a starter kit. Wedding staple with the line. Wedding staple with the line. Take it back now, y'all. What? Wedding staple. Uh, Swears, like attests. Some corporate takeovers. Urban fleet's going to be buses, not Ubers or taxis. Corporate takeovers. Also, let's just talk about buses versus Ubers and taxis. Buses are super efficient. They carry dozens of people in one vehicle, and they're a clear solution to most of our congestion issues in major cities. But everyone hates the bus, and they need to make buses better so that we can all actually use them. I live in a town that has free buses all around where I need to go from my house to my work. I ride the bus all the time. It makes me happy to be a taxpayer in this town because I'm actually getting a service that I believe in. So, anyways, big bus guy. Some corporate takeovers are buyouts, right? Oops, can't type today. It is 6:45 a.m. So there you go. Movie droid is R2, as in D2. So is this Anita Garibaldi? Probably. Shapeless forms are blobs. What's this? With mulish resolve. City known as the Hollywood of the South. The Hollywood of the South. Um, Pre-AD. That's before the Common Era. It used to be BC before Christ, but we changed it. It's before the Common Era. Mulish resolve. Intractably. I'm just going to finish my downs here. Yes, I would love that. When you get to be this old, acclimatizes orient, things that blend in synesthesia. Well, I mean, I'm thinking about anesthesia, right? So, like pain medications, numbing drugs, stuff like that. Commuting costs are fares. What is this? Flick the lights. There we go. Mac maker. Oh, craft mac and cheese. There we go. Classic. Get bent out of shape is to warp. What does this? Bring a lot to the table. Waiters. That's true. Is this wedding staple with the line "Take it back now"? The cha-cha slide. Is this a ski? There we go. Oh, that's cool. Cha-cha slide. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna, gonna try that. Intractably. This must be Atlanta, I guess. Solar nebula. Solar nebula. When you get to be this old, oh, at my age, there we go. A counterpart to Matina. Hmm. Margaret Cho. I'll count us in on three. Okay. U.S. Research Org. Is that the National Institute of Health, maybe? Could be. Some eyeshadows. Those are probably mattes, right? One in the right place at the right time is a priest. True. Might be pressed for cash. Is this ATM? Oh, martini. You drink it up, as in a martini glass. ATM. Stimming. Okay. That makes sense, like stimulating, but doesn't strike out, say. Doesn't strike out, say. Likewise, same. Lacking for short. Trojan hero claimed as an ancestor by Julius Caesar and Augustus. Aeneas? Aeneas? Is to chill is a fridge. Yes, I would love that. Please do. What is this? Doesn't oh, Stets, like an editor. And um, I don't. That felt hard, and it feels like there's a lot of unusual stuff here, but it didn't take all that long. Um, I mean, intractably get the scoop. Solar Nebula, not the easiest center stack there. There was a lot of unusual fill stuff that I don't recall seeing. I mean, Crisco, the turn, Swifties, red cards, Aeneas on three, Solar Nebula. Just a lot of stuff that felt unusual, which I love. And the fact that it's Friday and we got some, odd fill, some interesting clues, a good challenge, even though this felt like a 18 to 20 minute solve based on how hard it was. But it was only 15 and a half. And I just I never felt very confident here. I never felt like I was on top of things. But shows what I know. I was all over it. So I'm sure we did a great job today. Let's have a look. I'm sure is pretty whatever. I don't love that as a tone setter at 1A. Crisco. We had a dog who ate an entire, tin of Crisco once, and dog was fine. Matt's The Turn. Yeah. I recently have started watching on Instagram. They've started sending me like poker videos like in my reels, and it's awesome. I didn't realize that was a thing. But now Instagram thinks that I'm like totally obsessed with poker, and so all I see in my reels are poker hands. I'm not mad about it. A priest, the right place at the right time. I like that clue. Good wordplay, good misdirection. Nice clue and answer combo. This one is kind of annoying because who attended the Eras tour that wasn't a Swifty? Maybe like the dad of a Swifty or something, taking his daughter and her friends or something. But tickets were very expensive, very hard to get. And I would say that this might have been a little more accurate if you said most Eras Tour attendees, or if you just said Eras Tour attendees, Swifties. I think just by default, if you went to see Taylor Swift on this tour, you are by default a Swiftie. ATM. I mean, you don't press the ATM, you press the buttons on the ATM, and I just feel like this is pretty imprecise. Tactics, toe, Lima. Hey, love that that was right. I just kind of took a shot in the dark on that one. Humble dwelling is a shack. Belt loop. Anita Garibaldi, everyone's favorite mother of Italy. Are you that somebody? What a weird way to clue that. I mean, there's so many ways to clue are, and you give us this billion-year-old reference to an Aaliyah song. Strange. Like, are you afraid of the dark? You know, I don't. There's so many things. Urban fleet buses intractably with mulish resolve. I love that. I love the idea of being as stubborn as a mule. That's fantastic. Get the scoop. Solar nebula. Motto. Ski. Love this too. And not surprising that the Norseman named my favorite sport. Stets, Eris, Flick, Same, Tin, Waiters. And like, what is this? They cry when bent. Is that right? A piece of tin cries. What is that? Waiters bring a lot to the table. This I was sure though was like something about an auction. A lot, like, or maybe like a realtor. Realtors bring a lot. I guess to the table is what makes it appropriate for waiters. Sin, red cards, Aeneas, on three, Fridge, Stoops, Tahoes, Chevy Impala. Oh, wait. This is the animal Impala. It's funny, too. Like, I grew up, in the 90s listening to a lot of, like, gangster rap and stuff, and they were obsessed with Chevy Impalas, like, as sort of an old school car you could, trick out and make extra cool. I don't think of the Chevy Impala as super cool, though. Drink a martini up, stimming, Ute, rest, Estas, Chick. We also had Flick. So here we have Chick Flick. Refs It, Presidential Suites, Creole Onsets, Twice as Nice. I already talked about this one, but I think that's great. I love the expression twice as nice, just in general. I think that that's lovely and alliterative. And yeah, I liked it. Starter kits are a basic set of supplies. Again, like we had a weird middle stack, intractably gets the scoop, solar nebula. Here we have twice as nice starter kits and cha-cha slide. What is the cha-cha slide? I don't know. I've been to a lot of weddings and I've been busy doing something else when they did that, I guess. Attests, buyouts, R2D2, blobs, ATL, the Hollywood of the South. It's true they do film a lot of stuff in Atlanta, and this also makes me think of the TV show Atlanta with Donald Glover, which is excellent, and the movie Atlanta, or ATL actually is what it's called, which is one of my all-time favorite, like sort of like tongue-in-cheek ridiculous movies. It's about skate wars in the hood. Like they have to out roller skate the rival skating gang. Just ATL, BCE. Please do at my age. Metros Orient tend, and Orient is an interesting one. I mean, we refer to, or we should, in the old days, Asia was referred to as the Orient. Because knowing your position in the world was understanding where you were relative to Asia, or being properly oriented. So there you go. Tend to senses, fairs, craft. This made me think instantly of Robert Kraft. Recently watched the Tom Brady roast, and boy, Bob Kraft probably wishes he sat that one out. Warp. Sarah, Italian counterpart to Mattina. So is this like day and night? I'm gonna say Sarah is evening or night, right? Margaret Cho, couldn't name anything Margaret Cho's ever done. National Institute of Health, terrific. We did it. We solved a crossword puzzle, which is what we set out to do. So that's a real win for us. Means we can just relax this weekend and feel like we've accomplished something. That's kind of all I got. I don't know. There's a free bluegrass festival in town this weekend, so I'm gonna go check out some music and I don't know, kind of taking her pretty easy, trying to rest up for busy summer season, which is coming fast. Anywho, click the like button because that's just a rad thing for you to do. Click the subscribe button if you haven't yet, and I might do another live solve tomorrow. Kind of depends how this evening goes, but I'm guessing this high school graduation won't keep me up too late, so might see me again tomorrow morning. And in the meantime, I hope you have a great day and everything goes swimmingly for you. And I hope you'll join me again next time for another live solve of the New York Times crossword. Thanks. Bye.